This conference will now be recorded.
Hey everyone, it's Jody with Wellspring Solutions. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be covering another dementia care topic, redirection. And when you are caring for a loved one with dementia, it's really your responsibility to set the stage for their feelings of comfort and safety. And if they start to exhibit a behavior that is challenging, that can kind of put you both in distress and a state of unease. So while not one method works all the time, and not one strategy will work all the time with your loved one, let's just go over some information about what they might be going through and some tips so that you can help redirect them to a better situation altogether. So, redirection gently diverts a person's attention away from a stressful state to a more pleasant emotion or situation. So, and it can involve a literal change in direction. You might gently guide someone from one location to another. You might introduce a different activity or a chore that can help break the pattern of behavior. You don't want to just tell someone to stop, because that can certainly cause them to become agitated and add to everyone's stress level. You want to introduce an activity that can provide a sense of purpose and that can provide a sense of enjoyment. Another reason why we do redirect is that we cannot lessen the discomfort and distress by reasoning, by explaining, by using logic, because someone with dementia is losing those skills or losing the connection between, if you do this, if you do A, B will result. So we can't do a reward or say a punishment, for example, if you don't cooperate and get into the bath, then we're not going to be able to go and see your grandchildren. We don't want to argue, so we need to use the strategy of redirection. And it can just help calm the person and get them back to their normal routine. And as you know, a routine is so important when caring for a loved one with dementia because it provides that sense of comfort and a sense of control. So when do you want to use redirection? Well, when your loved one is perhaps making an unsafe decision. And for example, that could be if they are going outside in a pair of shorts and it's winter and it is freezing outside. If they are agitated, anxious, restless, pacing, repeating behaviors or phrases. And you probably experience this at home with your loved one, that people with dementia often repeat a word, a phrase, a question, an action over and over, and it can be very unnerving when you're caring for someone who's doing that. And also, you can try the redirection methods when someone is experiencing paranoia and they are suspicious and they're accusatory. So one of the things you want to do, you want to assess what's going on. When you have a sense of where the person is at, where they're coming from emotionally and physically, you will be in a much better position to think about how redirection, what redirection will work best. So you want to think about, are the person's needs being met? Is the person potentially hungry? Are they cold? Are they in pain? What underlying emotion is the person feeling? Are they feeling sadness or unsafe? Are they feeling anxious? Are they feeling frustrated? So you can ask your loved ones yes or no questions, and perhaps you can try to get the context. Are you hurting somewhere? Are you cold? Are you hungry? And you will also want to maybe look for patterns, because if you're finding that someone is more anxious in the evening or after a meal, you're noticing some behaviors, it will all help you again to find out where the person's at, both in their emotional and physical state. So you can almost try and predict or prevent a behavior from happening. So the first example that I have Your mother has accused you of taking her wallet. People with dementia, and you may have experienced this, when they feel anxious and frustrated and uncertain and a sense of loss, and then you add those feelings of just confusion and their memory loss, it can easily lead to paranoia and accusations and suspicions. And certainly this can be very hurtful. I'm sure you would much more rather hear words of appreciation and love when you are caring for someone, and it is very difficult. But you have to just remember that it is the disease talking, because when someone who has dementia is misplaced something, their brains lead them to believe that somebody has stole from them. So just remember that this is the disease, the dementia talking, not your family member, not your mother. But in this example, let's see what we can do. So first, you want to make eye contact, and we've talked about body language before, being present, showing that you care. When someone is thinking someone stole from them or took their wallet, that's a very distressing feeling. So while it's a tall order, you want to remain calm yourself and check your body language, making sure it's in suit with your words, and avoid reasoning and avoid arguing. So you don't want to say, that's so silly. Of course, I wouldn't take your wallet, mom. Okay, so we want to listen and validate and address the concern and provide reassurance. So you could say something like, I'd be upset too if I thought that somebody, took my wallet. I'm so sorry that you are feeling frustrated. And then you will go ahead with the distraction and the redirection. You might suggest, as you gently guide mom towards the hallway, let's go look for your wallet, mom. And as you walk together, you might go towards the window, gently, point out the birds and the flowers outside, or maybe there are children walking. You might say, I'm getting a little hungry. Would you like to have a snack with me, mom? Suggesting a favorite activity that he or she can handle, or maybe you know that your mom loves to get her nails polished and you can suggest you do that activity together, or suggesting a small task or chore. Mom, I could really use some help with folding some laundry, or maybe you could help clip some coupons for me. You're trying to just, again, maybe literally change the direction of things, and then go to a more pleasant situation. So another example, your dad asks you to go home repeatedly. And there's two things here. There's the statement of, I want to go home, I want to go home. And then there's also the repetition that we talked about. So what you want to do here as well is, ask yourself, what is the feeling behind this? So you can say, you are safe here. Oftentimes, when someone is asking to or stating that they want to go home, they're needing comfort, they're needing reassurance from you, a sense of familiarity and control. So saying that you are safe, using validation again, asking them to tell you more about their home. It just validates their feelings versus the statement of, you are home, Dad, don't be silly. And redirecting can lead to a more pleasant activity and getting their mind away from wanting to go home. So perhaps saying, Dad, let's dance a little. I'm going to go put some music on, and bringing out maybe some comforting textures or some scents or other objects or items that bring comfort to your dad. It could be that you look at photos together and you reminisce and you say, tell me about your house. Tell me about your childhood bedroom. And it just allows for that discussion to take place and those feelings of comfort. So, and as mentioned, you just don't want to argue, and you want to avoid reasoning about where they are right now. So It also could be, that your loved one is not able to communicate their needs to you. If you ask them, "Are you hungry? Are you in discomfort? Are you in pain?" They might not be able to tell you. So it could be that someone maybe is having a verbal outburst, and redirecting them to something more pleasant is just not happening. So think about contacting the physician. It might be that there's some underlying infection or illness or a medication side effect that needs addressing. And also, if you find that you are just at your wit's end, and the repetition and the accusations, and it's just getting to be too difficult, you can just take a breather. If your loved one's in a safe place, you can just step away, use the restroom, go into another room, just deep breathe and just relax. If there's another family member in the home, you can ask them to step in, and maybe just another person being introduced into the situation, and that person bringing them to a different location or offering a snack can help diffuse the situation. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. And again, no one method works all of the time. So just keep on doing the wonderful job that you do as you caregive for your loved one, and just don't give up. If a strategy doesn't work one day, it might work the next day. And as I have you here, I just want to share with you the services that we offer at Wellspring Solutions to older adults in Guilford County. We do have memory screenings. Our memory fitness and dementia dialogues are for anyone in the community who would like to learn more about enhancing your memory and communication tips while working with someone with dementia. We also have our Memory Care Center and Connections and Memory Club, education and support. We offer home care, and our Navigator Nicole can certainly help you try to find what service might be best for you. You can always contact us or check out our website for upcoming videos and our support groups. So hopefully you will connect with us and we can be of service to you. Be well, everybody.